Hi, my name is Ron Tripodo. I am an author and a screenwriter. I have a beautiful wife, 4 daughters, 9 grandchildren, and 2 great dogs. I am a former entrepreneur. I started 4 companies in my career, and I just wrote a book called When No One Else Believed.
That's great. So can you tell us what inspired you to pursue writing in addition to your other careers?
Well, that's a great question. I can just say that it was God because He really inspired me, more so than inspired me. He pushed me, and he would not stop until I wrote this book. I know to some people that might sound foreign. I said, but he's real, and I know he is. And I just didn't think I could do it. I have ADHD, and I'm not a great reader, but I hadn't read a book in 40 years. I got all D's and F's in school, and and besides that, I went to summer school every year that I attended school. So if it wasn't for my mom, I would have never gotten through school. So I really didn't think I can do it.
And for maybe people who haven't read the book, could you give like a short maybe description of what your book's about?
Sure. It's a story about my wife's miracle that the doctors told me that she had less than a 10% chance to live. And if she lived, she would be completely bedridden. And God saw it differently and actually spoke to me in my ear, echoing voice, so majestic. It was like a voice I've never heard in my life, my entire life, and I haven't heard it since.
So what was your purpose in writing the novel, and what do you hope that readers take away from reading your work?
Well, I did it because I want people to know that God is real. He loves us and He forgives us, and that He's still in the healing business. And I think that a lot of people wonder if there really is a God. So I think He had me, a dumbbell like me, write this book to let people know that He's there and He's for us, and to persevere and to be patient and to trust Him. I think that's what the book is really about.
And then as far as your novel, is it a standalone or could we expect more installments?
Well, I think there's going to be more. Definitely. I've got one right now that I'm working on called Free Will Equals Choice. I'm not sure if it'll be a miracle story, but a story that I think will help people to understand themselves better. And basically, it's most of what we do is in the subconscious, and it's to try to get from those habits every day. You sometimes hear girls say, geez, I'm always meeting these rotten guys, and they don't realize they're in the subconscious. And a lot of times they could have had a mean father. So they thought, well, this must be love, because this guy's being mean to me. So I think if we can give people a better understanding, of what's really going on and how so often we're on automatic pilot. And that's basically the book, the message that I want to send.
So in your book, what is your favorite scene, story, or maybe aspect of it?
Oh, without a doubt. My wife, first she got healed physically, but she was a 2-year-old, and it was like having a child for a wife, which is very extremely difficult. And it came down to they were ready to throw her out of this rehabilitation center because she was so mean and violent. And I went and I talked to her, and I asked God to give me the words to be able to get through to her, and He did. And that was a real turning point, coming back and becoming an adult again.
Yeah. So how is your formal education translated to your writing? And you mentioned your ADHD. How has that affected it?
Right. Well, like I said, I got all D's and F's in school, so I really don't know if I had what you would call a formal education, but I did get an education. Unfortunately, the kind of ADHD I have is that when I looked at a whole paragraph, I could only see the paragraph or the whole page. I couldn't focus on one sentence. So it made it very difficult for me to learn. And, my mother, God bless her soul, we sit there at the table and if I didn't get it right, she give me a little crack on the back of the head. Come on, get this right, get this right. She really pushed me. And really, I didn't think I could graduate from high school, but she got me through it.
That's really nice to have somebody like that in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you balance your writing career with your personal life? Because it sounds like you have a lot going on.
I do. Well, what I try to do is I'm a really good time manager. So I try to, for the week, say, okay, what am I going to do this week? How much am I going to write? And I write usually in the morning because I'm really a lot better writing very early, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning. And it's, the crazy thing is, also I might start writing at 4. The next time I look up, it's 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning. So 4.5 hours went by, and I didn't realize I was so focused in. But that's I get that out of the way first, and then I do the things I need to do during the day, and I just it's fun, and in fact, it's really fun when I don't get interrupted, because anytime when you're writing and you get interrupted, it throws you off.
Yeah, it's harder now that everybody's home with COVID and everything too.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your advice for aspiring writers, and especially those who are diagnosed with ADHD like yourself?
Well, I'll say this. If a dummy like me can write at the level that I've written this book, then I say that all things are possible and God's in it. And I'll quote John Maxwell, who's a great orator. He says, great writers are not known for their writing, they are known for their rewriting. And that's the truth, because I have done a ton of rewriting. Because anybody that can sit down and think that they're going to write a book, just write it out and go, it don't work that way. It takes a lot of thought process. And I'm a visual guy, so I just wrote a screenplay for the movie, and I visualized everything I wrote, which was really cool because I actually had a character in mind as I wrote this. So I think that when God's in it, you can do anything. And for other people that have the desire, not to give up, that rewriting is what makes them.
I think that's good advice. So those are all the questions that I had for you. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we close?
Yeah, I would just like to say that I'm very thankful for writing this book. I wish I could give myself credit, but to write at the level that this book's at, it's all God. And that I just encourage anyone that has faith to trust him and know that all things are possible when he's in it.
Okay, that's a good sentiment. So thank you for taking the time to talk with me. And for those of you who are watching the video, if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.